Alrighty, y'all. So today we're using Mihara bonding chain with Summer Rosanna, right? And the reason why we're going into here with Summer Rosanna is because Summer Rosanna is a character who actually does give sustained damage to all allies when we use her burst skill. Now this is every burst rotation, which is going to be very good for Mihara because Mihara also kind of gives herself sustained damage every burst rotation, because when you enter stage 3 she gets that, and then her ensnaring chain is actually giving a 25% attack of as final damage every 1 second, for every 1 second continuously up to 20 seconds, and then her burst skill is also going off of sustained damage. So having sustained damage, but a sustained damage buff from her and having a sustained damage buff from Rosanna is going to be quite crazy. Now I have to go on scope block because I am on Shane's account. Shout out to my boy Shane. But Shane does not have what's it called? Shane does not have Rosanna geared up or leveled or anything like that, and I'm not going to do that on his account if he doesn't want that. So we're going in here with scope lock. I'm going to go against mobs because I always go up against bosses. I feel like maybe these characters might pop off a bit more if we go up against mobs. I don't know, we'll see, but I'm expecting a lot from Mihara. I already kind of have an opinion on her, where because I've used her with a few different teams now, where I look at that, what the hell what the hell. Okay, the moment the game starts, she just starts whipping people. 2.2 billion off rip. That's crazy. The moment the game starts, you just attack 10 people. Okay, our burst generation is atrocious. Good lord, get that going. Okay, we're not even using her burst skill first. It's fine. But here we have a sustained damage buff here, and we have one now from Mihara, right? So we have a sustained damage buff right here for Mihara, and we have a sustained damage buff right here from Rosanna, right? So that's what, a 70, oh no, that's an 80%, a 80% sustained damage buff on top of the attack damage buff we get from fire weight, and then 66% we get from litter. Let's take a look and see, and then also the this right here, the, I guess that's fire weight, never mind. Okay, so we're at 12 million to what? So this is without her burst skill. This is using Mihara without her burst skill. We go from 12 million to 25 million, which is okay. I mean, we're not using her burst skill. It's okay. Now, like, what I've learned from using her is that her ensnaring chain goes away when you use her burst skill. Not in terms of like it doesn't work anymore. It's just basically being increased from 25% to 50%. Because we're at 31 million right now. This is what we have the entire time, right? But when you use her burst skill, it multiplies the number of the stat count for ensnaring chain, but it says removes ensnaring chain after the effect is triggered. Basically, once this is triggered, it's removed. So it is what it is. But 31 million, let's take a look. 31 million to what? What is she doing with Rosanna? 31 million to 45 million? Oh my god. I think I'm gonna go to a boss, because I'm not gonna lie, that's not proper. Nah, I'm okay. No, Rosanna, I'm going to a boss. I'm gonna fight a boss, because I think with mobs it's not proper. It's because it's like she will have sustained damage on someone, and then when the enemy dies, it's like I don't know if it goes away or it goes to another enemy. I don't know. With a boss, we're gonna be able to see the full numbers, because that did not look right. There's no way she went from 31 million to 45 million. There's no way, Mihara, right? But I guess like after the first initial testing, right, I did use her as the main burst 1 or like the main burst 3 DPS, and she didn't perform that crazy. But even as the second burst 3 DPS, she's a lot better, but she's still not like what you would expect, unless you understood her kit from the jump, which I'm sure a lot of us did it. Like, you know, we're all a bit confused. But yeah, 35 million here, which is better. And that's before we even use her burst skill, mind you. So yeah, she's just better against bosses, clearly. But we go from, let's see what number. Okay, Rosanna, please not now. Okay, 43 million to what? What is this character going to be doing? 43 million to what? To 101 million. And let's wait for this to go off, because that's a part of her thing after the burst skill as well. There, to 103 million. So yeah, I'm not being funny, but before, wait, Rosanna, is she gonna hit harder than, because okay, Rappy just used her burst skill, right? Rappy just used her burst skill, right? But when Mihara uses her burst skill with Rosanna, is she cooking? Is she cooking? Because remember, Rosanna, I believe, also has damage taken. Yeah, damage taken increased to the enemy as well, right? It's not just the sustained damage, or just damage taken increased to the enemy as well. So 145 million. Wait, who has more? Okay, 145 million. Well, let's wait for us to get the burst skill. Okay, Rosanna, go ahead. So 152 million to what? And we're gonna see her number after the burst skill, because remember, she does do more damage. Like once the burst skill ends, she does this like chain thing, right? I guess, oh, it is procced. Okay, so 152 million to 214 million. But yeah, you guys see here, like in a situation like this, Rosanna is making Mihara do more damage than Rappy, which in every other showcase you guys have seen of me so far, Rappy was doing more damage than Mihara. And I do want to get testing between Mihara versus Cinderella, which I already know Cinderella is going to dunk on this character. But I do think maybe with Rosanna, that's the way. I think if you're going to use Mihara, maybe with Rosanna, I wish she had a skin. Rosanna's skin is so not, like, it's not comfortable for my YouTube channel. It's not her outfit, the way she looks. And this Mihara skin is doing her justice, because the other Mihara skin is not good for my YouTube channel. But yeah, look, Mihara is always slightly above Rappy if you use both of their burst skill. And that's how it should be. But Rosanna is buffing up only Rosanna here. Like everybody else is getting the exact same buffs. Mihara is the only one who's getting more buffs because she's the only character here with actual sustained damage. So she's the only one getting extra buffs, right? Every other buff that everybody else has to offer, Rappy is getting. But Mihara is getting additional buffs. And it's to barely pass Rappy, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. But it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, no. If I'm using Mihara, I'm probably using her with Rosanna. Again, it's like that's probably what it is. Because look, down there neck and neck. Hey, did I find the hidden gem team? Did I find the team that's best for her? Did I find the teammate you want with her? And mind you, I could have used Crown on this team as well. Like I don't have to use Helm. I could use Crown on this team just to get like faster recharge, or reload speed, and then also an attack buff for anybody who uses the burst skill, right? I can replace Litter and put Crown on the team and then just use Little Mermaid as burst 1, and then anybody who uses the burst skill is getting a 66% attack damage buff, or not attack damage, an attack buff. But let's see by the end of it who's hitting harder here. Right, I wish I could try this team with overload gear and stuff like that, which unfortunately I just can't because Rosanna is not overload gear or anything like that. I mean, I can try overload gear with Rosanna not popping, because I don't need Rosanna to pop off, right? Yeah, let's do no scope lock, because Rosanna, yeah, her skills are going to be not 10-10-10, they're actually going to be 1-1-1, but let's see. I want to see what the numbers are looking like. I want to see what the damage is looking like now with this whole situation that's going on here. I just want to see. If it's not fair, that is not fair, but it is what it is, right? Like, let's see, because I don't like, they have overload gear. They have overload gear, and it's not fair to take that away from them. They do have overload gear, and I don't want to showcase them without it. I do it the first initial time just so that you guys can get a fair comparison, and even with that last one, I guess a fair comparison. It was more cheating, because it's like, yeah, Mihara is getting slightly more buffs to barely beat Rappy, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so here we go. Now when we're talking overload gear, it's a different story. It's a different ball game. It's a different everything, right? We're going from 80 million to this character is gonna have to get from 80 million to 200 and something million. Like, I don't think Mihara is gonna be passing up Miss Rappy here with overload gear. To be fair, Rappy is a lot more insane, but yeah. Like with overload gear, Rappy is just gonna be, because Rappy has better overload gear than Mihara. But are they on par? Maybe. Like Mihara could probably do more damage than Rappy had she had better gear, right? Like if I put Rappy's gear on Mihara and Mihara's gear on Rappy, would they be like just opposite, or would it just be Rappy just now is neck and neck with Mihara? I don't know, but I do think Mihara is a great DPS, just not like, she's just not she's like, I don't want to say niche, but she just, I don't know. It's hard to explain because like for any other character, if I had read their kit and it wasn't worded the way Mihara's was, I'd be jumping for joy. I'd be like, Mihara's this, Mihara's that. But when I read her kit, I feel so let down because I was expecting a lot more, which I've been saying in every video. But you guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous, and I'm out later. Peace. I can't be asked. I'm out.